Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the Madeline McCann case and the theories, not the theories, but like some assumptions what happened to her, and I'm going to tell you if it's possible or not that has happened to her. Obviously we don't know, but the police have, looked at some of these like theories, and it's not true. Some of them, or less possible, if that makes sense, that happened to Madeline. So everything in this video is just for educational purposes, and everybody that I talk about in this video is just for educational purposes, and I don't mean to offend anybody or anything like that. This is just a Madeline McCann case, so if you want more cases like Madeline McCann, then comment down below and I'll do them. And some soul cases, I want to do them. So yeah. Madeline Beth McCann was born on the 12th of May 2003 to her parents Jerry McCann and Kate McCann, and she had two siblings who were twins. Their names are Sean and Emily, and they were around about 2 when she disappeared. Jerry and Kate McCann were both doctors, and they decided with their friends, who were called the Tapas 7, Jerry and Kate, and basically the Tapas 7 dined at the Tapas Bar, which is in the Mark Warner Hotel resort, and they booked a table every single night. So basically their routine during the day was sending the kids to kind of like a activity club, child activity club, some hotels and holiday places do for kids that have come on holiday, so that Jerry and Kate could just spend the morning together around the pool quiet. Then in the afternoon they would take them to lunch and hang around down at the pool or at the beach with the kids, and then they would obviously give the kids their tea and read them a story and put them to bed. And then Jerry and Kate would meet the other 5 at the restaurant. Obviously they're all couples at the restaurant, and they just had a nice meal together. The night before Madeline went missing, Madeline obviously was left alone with her twin siblings, and she told her mum on the 3rd of May 2007, obviously the day that she went missing, but the morning she woke up and said, and I quote, "Mummy, why weren't you there when a man came into my room?" And basically, if the McCanns took this seriously, they could have prevented what was happening. So Maddie woke up in the middle of the night to a man in the room with her, and he didn't take her because apparently, well, we don't know the real reason, but it's probably because Maddie was awake and he didn't want to take her, awake. So if you're wondering how far it was from the apartment, the Tapas Bar, so it goes the block 5A, which is the McCann's block. Obviously the pool is in the middle, not obviously in the middle, but the next thing you would see, and you would have to turn. The Tapas Bar is on the other side of the pool. According to Kate and Jerry, they could see part of the 5A apartment. Kate and Jerry McCann left the patio doors open just so it's easier to come and check up on the children and to enter the apartment without the children crying and waking up and making a big, scene and whatnot. So it was easier that way. And Kate and Jerry McCann left the blinds shut, left the door shut. All took turns checking on each of his children. So Jerry McCann was first checking up on the children at 9:05 p.m. that night, and he assumed everything was fine, and he peeked in on his children, and I quote, "I am a very proud father." And as you can tell by that quote, he glanced into the children. He could see the twins in their cot sleeping and Maddie in her bed sleeping. So Maddie's bed was nearer to the door, then the twins' cot were like near the window, type of situation. So he peeped in and he saw the kids sound asleep, and he closed the door and went back to the restaurant and, carried on with the evening. 10 minutes after Jerry, Jane Turner, who is one of the tapas 7, to go and check on her children, and when she was coming back she saw a man carrying a child who was about 3 or 4, who was a girl wearing pink pyjamas, and the man was coming from behind the apartment, and she didn't think anything of it, so she went back to the tapas bar and didn't assume anything was wrong. At 9:30, Mr. Oldfield went to check on his children and the McCann inside, and he could not see Madeline or the twins, but because it was all quiet in the apartment, he assumed nothing was wrong, so he went back to the tapas bar and he was just carrying on with his dinner. At 10 p.m, Kate McCann went to go and check on the children. She went into the apartment and at first thought everything was fine, until when she went to go to the children's bedroom, she felt a draft coming from the children's room. Remember, she closed the window, and she went to close the door and it slammed. So she thought she'll check up on the children, and she did. She saw Sean and Emily in their cots, the twins, and then she could not make out if it was the blanket or Madeline, so she was looking for Madeline, and then that's when she discovered Madeline was missing. However, at first Kate did not think anything of it. She assumed that Madeline has jumped into her bed. Sometimes children do that when they're scared and they want their parents. Sometimes they sleep in their parents' bed. I know I did for comfort. So Madeline, she assumed that Madeline maybe woke up, maybe had a little, bad dream, went into her bed and fell asleep in there. However, when Kate went into her bedroom in the apartment, she discovered Madeline wasn't there, and that's when she erased the alarm that Madeline was missing, and that's when everything got into her head that this is not a dream, this is not a vision, this is actually real. Madeline has disappeared. She went back to the tapas bar and said they've taken her, and she was in a lot of panic, and that is when the search started. In September 2007, the McCanns, Kate and Jerry, were involved with the disappearance of Madeline, their own daughter. It was the rumours were she was drugged and she died that way, and they tried to cover it up. They sold her off to sex trafficking or child trafficking, but no, the police weren't in a hurry at first. Even though a child has been abducted, the Portuguese police did not think it was necessary to look. They sold her off to sex trafficking or child trafficking, but no, the police weren't in a hurry at first. Even though a child has been abducted, the Portuguese police did not think it was necessary to look for her, because children, it was possible that Madeline could have just walked out the apartment, because remember the patio doors were not locked, so she could have went to go search for her parents and then got lost. So they did search the whole area around Praia da Luz. They did check the beach area. to check if Madeline McCann had gone down to the beach, like accidentally walked down to the beach, or there was any trace of her down near the beach. Soon after Madeline was discovered missing, a couple who lived roundabout near the beach area witnessed this man and this young girl, again about Maddie's age, walking towards the beach. At first people were saying, oh my god, some people say it's Jerry McCann who was disposing of Maddie's body, but obviously that's not true. And he was holding Maddie, and this was about a couple of days, less than 3 days after the disappearance of Madeline. I would also like to say that I know you guys in the comments might be, you know, commenting she could have just walked out the apartment and, you know, run away or anything like that, because obviously when a child is reported missing, they do take that into consideration. Obviously they ask friends and family their last steps and the last time they saw them, just so that they can pick up what they were like, basically. So obviously Jerry and Kate McCann obviously shook their head when, you know, the police asked them if Madeline just walked out, because if she just walked out, she would have been spotted by somebody. When the police were called straight away, you got, like, when a child has reported missing, the last scene of the scene of the crime, or the scene where they were last seen, should be off limits to everyone. So basically nobody apart from the police could go in there, and that's so that they can easily track the DNA of any murder that happened in the apartment, any kidnappers or anybody like that coming into the apartment. And to make it even worse, the police did find out that Praia da Luz had no paedophiles and sex offenders in the place, and I did read up on between 2000 and 2010 there were a lot of sex trafficking in that area. And remember, Maddie went missing in 2007, which means she could have been part of the sex trafficking ring, and it was the child sex trafficking ring that was going on from 2000 to 2010, and they found out it was happening around where the McCanns were. 2 British dogs were transported to the McCann's apartment, and these dogs, one could sniff blood and one could smell bodies, I think that was it. The dogs barked 4 times in the McCann's apartment in all sorts of areas, and also they grabbed her favourite little stuffed cat toy that Maddie would always carry. And the thing about this little cat, Maddie had this stuffed cat that she absolutely adored, and she could not, it's one of those toys without, as in they can't go to sleep, they can't go anywhere without. And this stuffed cat was basically attached to Kate after Maddie, as soon as Maddie went missing, she was cuddling over to this cat. So thank you for watching. I know this case is really like heavy and whatnot, but yeah, so comment down below what you think of this video. Do you think I should do more of these? And yeah, this is the most famous case, so I know a lot of people have done it on YouTube, but I thought I'll do my own, just so that you guys, if one of you guys know what happened to Madeline McCann, then speak up, you know. Call the police, call the police, you know what I mean? We need to get this girl found, you know what I mean? She's been lost. She was 3, almost 4. She was a couple of days before her 4th birthday when she went missing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.